Have you ever envisioned a world where all women are encouraged and empowered to be leaders?
Yeah. Busy. Get busy. Everybody.
Welcome to A Taste of Fresno.
I'm super excited about this next interview. Not only because I'm a lady, I'm a female, but because we're going to be interviewing Nikki Henry. She's the founder and CEO of Ladies Leading Ladies. Yes, if you right there, my wonderful, beautiful lady, if you're thinking of stepping up to the next level but do not know how to do it, well, guess what? You need to see this next interview because Nikki Henry will let us know the different ways that we can be successful, we can be leaders to just get to that step that we want to be. So, are you ready? All right, let's go. Here with Nikki Henry. She's the founder and CEO of Ladies Leading Ladies. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Me too. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are matching, okay? Like she said, great minds think alike.
That's right.
Super excited to learn more about Ladies Leading Ladies.
I'm so glad that you asked me to be here. Ladies Leading Ladies is a company that's focused on growing women as supportive leaders and empowering them as supportive leaders. And we do that through three ways: training, coaching, and community. So we have training online. We have coaching that can be customized to your company's needs, your team's needs. And then we also have community events that bring together female professionals in an environment that's safe and that we break down the walls and get real with each other to empower one another and also learn alongside one another.
Absolutely. We need more women to be out there and to stop being afraid of
Absolutely.
taking that leadership.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely. There are so many things, it's such a layered complex issue as far as why more women aren't in leadership or why we're not growing up that ladder as quickly as men are. And there are things that are outside of our control, institutional bias and things like that, but there are also things that are within our control. And that's what I really focus on, is that confidence, the skill building, the hands-on tools to be the best leader and manager that you can be.
So let's go a little bit back.
Okay.
So how did you decided, okay, I want to start this company?
Yeah. So I've been in a few different positions over my career and worked with some great companies and organizations. And I had the pleasure of being with a specific organization during a huge growth period. So when I got to this organization, there were about 4 of us full-time in my department. And we grew our program, our department, to 55 people by the time I left, not even 6 years later. So it was a huge expansion, right? Mm-hmm. And so as we expanded, it was really important for me to make sure that we built in entry-level and mid-level management in that growth, because I wanted to make sure that each of my employees, each of my team members had direct access to coaching and someone that they could speak to on the drop of a dime, knowing that I wouldn't be able to do that when I have 55 staff, right? There are different roles for us at different levels of leadership. So as I did that and created these opportunities, my girls who had been with me from day one, when we were a team of 4, we were a team of 6, we were a team of 8, they weren't putting their hat in the ring for these opportunities to be entry-level and mid-level managers. They weren't wanting to move up the ladder. Whereas the men that were on our team, and this was human services, social services, so there was about 10% men. It was very heavily female dominated. Those men had their hat in the ring like
Really? They
within
were just
seconds.
out there. Yeah.
They were ready. Even if they weren't eligible to apply, they were ready. And this is not a dog on the men. That's amazing. I love that ambition. So I thought, let me sit down with my girls and talk to them. We had great relationships. So I sat down individually with several of them and just asked, hey, why aren't you throwing your hat in the ring for this? Like, why aren't you applying and interested in moving up? And the vast majority of them told me, oh, I've only been in my position 1 year. I've only been in my position 3 years. I don't think I can do what you do, Nikki. I don't think I'm ready. And it didn't matter how long they'd been in their job, how much education that they had, how much qualifications they had. They had this lack of feeling ready. And I noticed a couple things there. One is that, we as women, and this has been proven, that if we are 100% qualified for something, we as women don't go after it. Whereas men, if they're like half qualified, they're like, I could do that. I could figure it out, right? And so, and as women, we're so resourceful. We can figure anything out. We don't need to be the expert, but for some reason we hold ourselves back. And there are so many reasons for that. So I thought, you know what, let me work with my girls. And we worked and we mentored and we coached, and they have gone on and done some amazing things in the years since then. And I realized, you know what, that's what fuels me. That's what brings me fire. And that's something that as I got that feedback, I knew was really beneficial to them as well. And I thought, we aren't unique. This needs to be accessible to more leaders and more women. And, you know, it's really, I think of them every day as I'm working and think about how can I help, you know, Sandra and Maria and Erica and Nikki, you know, my girls from day one. How can I help them? How can I serve them? Because I know that we are just, you know, a mirror image of so many women that are out there in the business world.
Offer programs, right? Yes. Or leadership skills that you can offer to all the people out there, ladies, but not only ladies, but also males, correct?
Absolutely.
So tell me more about those programs.
I'd be happy to. So we have lots of different ways that we really work to grow leaders. And again, I focus on women. I have a passion for women because I know the gap that's there in leadership for women, but my practices are all data and study backed. So I have spent the last decade consuming everything about leadership and management. And I've taken all of that research and all of, you know, those wild goose chases to make myself better, to really package it down for someone to take and just supersonic their way through becoming the leader that they always wish they had. So we have a couple different things. One is our flagship online program, which is called the Leadership Project. The Leadership Project is an 11-week course that you have lifetime access to that takes you through the whole life cycle of being a leader, because each time that we move up a rung on that ladder, there are different expectations, different strengths, different focuses that we have to look at as we continue growing. So we go through all of that. You have access to a Facebook group, you have access to me, and you have access to the program as it continues to get better year after year. So that's a huge one. Besides that, I have a full workshop menu that's ready to go for businesses that want to bring me in to do some individualized coaching with their teams. We totally can customize it. That workshop menu is just a place to start with. And it's focused on different things like becoming the leader you always wished you had. It's about diversity and inclusion, how we work in an intersectional workplace. It's about thriving as a woman in leadership and how to find that elusive balance. All kinds of different things. But what I'm here is to make your leaders and your managers the best that they can possibly be, and it's all research backed. Last piece is our community piece, is our events. So we have a signature event that we've trademarked, Sipping and Slippers. And that is an event for female professionals to come together, kick off their heels, and get real. So we literally make you take off your heels, check them in at the door, and we give you a pair of slippers and a glass of champagne. We start the networking with questions that put down our walls. So we don't just focus on, hey, what do you do? What do you do? We focus on what made you happiest in the last 6 months? What did you learn this last week that you'd want to share with someone else? And then we jump into a mini leadership training from yours truly, and then we focus on an intimate Q&A with a local successful woman. And we make sure that 10% of proceeds for those events go to a local nonprofit of that area. So we've done it in Fresno, we're bringing it to Portland, and trying to bring it across the country as well.
Thank you so much for empowering us women, and for you out there, if you are feeling that you just need that little push to just get to the next level, you need to contact her.
I'm your girl.
Yes, she's our girl. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Nikki.
Thank you so much for having me.
See you soon.
Yes, thank you.